Okay, so now I've got my secondary set of data that's ready to go, and I'm going to come over here to my sheet 1 now. I need to do the same thing kind of that I did with the inventory, which is clean this up a little bit up top. I don't have to remove those items. I just need to add column headers here, which our price list should have automatically. So I'll put that on my to-do list. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the equation, and this equation is going to bring over the ratings info from the inventory tab and put it here on the price list tab. So I'm going to click in the first cell where I want my rating information to start. So I'm going to press my equals key, and then I'm going to go up here and choose from my formula options vlookup. Mine happens to be the top one because I use it regularly. So when I select vlookup, it brings up this box here with 4 fields that I need to enter. The first one is the lookup value. In this case, and in a lot of cases, if you're combining 2 sets of data, of Casella stuff, your lookup value is going to be your item number. Sometimes I'll use a non-vintage description, sometimes I'll use a UPC, but often I'm looking at an item number. So I'm going to just click on the first item number, and it puts the cell in there, and that's all I need. For the table array, this is asking for the data set that I want to take information from, and in that case, that's what's on our sheet 2. So I'm going over here to sheet 2, just going to click up here in the upper left to select all the cells, and then you can see that it puts that information in the table array, but it's very important that after you select it all, you hit your function F4 key. I don't know exactly what that does, but it's a necessary step. So I've selected my data, I've hit function F4. The next field is my column index number. That is going to be a numerical value that pertains to the column that I want to pull from. So since column C is what I want, C is my 1, 2, 3rd column, so I'm going to put a 3 in here. And for range lookup, you're always going to type false. Again, don't know exactly why. I'm sure there's information on Google about where that comes from, but for this purpose, you're always going to type false. So once you've got your lookup value, your table array, your column index number, and your range lookup is false, you can hit OK. And it will start filling in this first cell. And so then you can just drag down all the way to the end of your price list, and it's going to fill in any ratings where they exist. So you start to see here, get your 89s, your 90s, and it is in fact filling in ratings where we have them. So you'll notice a couple things. Number one, anything that doesn't have a value related, or the item number just doesn't appear on the inventory, it's going to return this $NA. That means when it looked for something in this field, it didn't find anything. Well, most of these are that case because they're the quantity pricing or they're blanks. I noticed it for this Balducci's vintage. It could be that it's just not on the national inventory. But yeah, you'll notice that most of these where it's finding NAs are blank fields. So actually, before we start cleaning that up, I'm going to take this column and I'm going to copy and paste values only, because right now when I click in a cell, it's appearing there, but it's pulling that data directly from that sheet. So by copying and pasting values, I'm telling it, I'm just putting the actual information here. It's not requiring a cross-reference to the other data set. So to copy and paste the values, I'm going to just click on this column. I'm going to copy everything. I'm going to right-click to paste, and I'm going to paste special, and I'm going to choose this option, which is just values. Now when I click in this cell, I see that it's no longer the big jumbly formula. It's just literally the value, the 92 plus Venice score.